Welcome back to Politics Nation. This week, the Commission on Presidential Debates announced Virginia State University will host the second presidential debate of the 2024 cycle on October 1st. The first time a presidential debate will be hosted at a historically black college or university. Joining me now is the president of that HBCU, Makola Abdullah. Thank you for joining me today, Mr. President, and congratulations on the selection. Can you talk about the historical importance of hosting this debate?
Well, first, I want to thank you for having me on your show, and thank you for congratulating us. We're very excited. I think the historical significance, we all want to make sure that young people, particularly young African Americans, those students that attend Virginia State University, that they begin to really participate in the political process. And what better way to have them understand what it means to vote than to bring the scenario right to them? Not coincidentally, the building where the presidential debate will be held is also our polling place. And so we're bringing the entire event to Virginia State in hopes that they will combine their activism with a love of voting.
How do you think these massive platforms can best be leveraged to address the issues of importance to Black and Hispanic voters?
Well, look, I think first we've got to commend the Commission on Presidential Debates for making these two historic selections, an Hispanic serving institution and an HBCU. And now it's our job, I believe, as institutions and as the country to begin to put activities around the debate, to engage young African Americans, to engage our communities, to make sure that the questions that need to be asked are asked at the debates, questions that mean something for the students and the communities that we both serve.
How concerned are you about the future of debates, which have been a traditional part of our democracy, going all the way back to Lincoln and Douglas before the Civil War?
Well, I think first, as a debate host site, we encourage all of the candidates who are eligible to be in the debate to show up for the debate. As an American, I think we all should be concerned. We know that seeing our candidates and being able to talk about the issues is paramount to our nation's democracy. And so I am rooting for our candidates to come. But more importantly, I believe it's not really about the candidates. It's more about the issues for our students. And so having this event on campus, even if, heaven forbid, one of the candidates doesn't show up, it allows us to not just teach about civics in our political science classes in Dr. Bellamy and Dr. James' political science classes, but this debate has already spurred a conversation on campus in many of our courses to educate our students on how important it is to vote.
Before I let you go, a new NBC News poll found 20% of Black voters would consider voting for Donald Trump if the presidential election were held today. President Biden has been losing support among Black voters, according to these new polls, especially younger ones. As someone who has plenty of contact with young, Black, politically engaged Americans, what are you hearing? I'm not asking you to take a side either way, but what are you hearing of their thoughts in this upcoming election?
I tell you, what I hear is a generation of politically active young people who desperately want to make sure that they can create change in the world. And I think what our job is now is to let them understand how important voting is in that process, that with activism, with boycotts, with protests, there's also voting. And so what I hear from students, what I hear from young people is just that they don't understand how much voting, how voting can really help them. And I think that as a part of this process, that we need to educate them so they know exactly how that works.
Makola M. Abdullah, thank you. And maybe we can arrange for a live Politics Nation show at Virginia State right before the debate. I'll be in touch with you about that.